Welcome to Home Team Advantage. I'm Gary Chimbetti along with Mike Egan, here to discuss today's topics in sports. And I think once again he was hoping I'd screw that up so he'd have to do take two. But
Well, you don't have our sponsor with us today either, so I figured you're a little behind the eight ball.
no, I didn't have time to get there. So
Don't have your Camel Muchulato or whatever,
Camel,
whatever you call it.
Turtle Mocha.
Yeah, turtle mocha.
But we have some
Pressing.
pressing stories to talk about here. We are going to talk about one thing later in the show that we'll hold off on. But right now we have state tournaments going on, state meets, I guess, more or less, and all our softball and our baseball were unfortunately eliminated, so we didn't get them down to state. Tennis, we had Cooper Hendrickson and Drew Anderson advanced in the doubles portion of the individual part of the tournament, and they're playing at 10 o'clock today against a duo from Mounds Park Academy.
Oh, another private school.
Yep, and supposedly, I want to get your take on this one.
I'll take that back. It might not be a private, it might be a charter school.
Well, it could be. I don't know, and that's fine. I mean, they all, everybody has a right to play.
Yep.
But one of the kids is a freshman, and one of the kids is a sophomore. We have a senior and a junior, but one of them on Mounds Park Academy is female.
Oh, is she identifying?
No, I don't think has anything to do with that. I have no clue, but I don't. Maybe Mounds Park Academy doesn't have enough people for a girls' team. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's fine because they allowed girls in wrestling and all that stuff. But I mean, I don't know. It seems weird,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe there's really nothing else to say about it.
Yeah, it's just, kind of funny you mentioned. I was watching, my granddaughter was playing softball last night, and the Hibbing team faced a team from Hill City, girls, and their catcher was a boy.
Oh.
But I think it might have been the same situation where they didn't have enough kids, so he's playing with the girls softball team. So
Well, I don't see any problems or issues with that. I think there should be a boys fast pitch. If you want to play boys fast pitch, they should start that up if there's interest. I guess I don't know how totally off the subject. I know they not reinstated. I can't think of the word, but boys volleyball is going to start next year.
right.
So I hear, is the school doing like a survey or something on that to see if there's any interest?
That I'm not aware of. Nothing that's come across at a school board meeting, but it is a subject that needs to be talked about, Gary. It's a national subject. Gender equality is something that the world is faced with these days, where you have male swimmers swimming against female swimmers in the college ranks. You've got that video the other night I saw where the young man was playing for a girls volleyball team, and he spiked it and gave the other girl a concussion on the other side. She hit it so hard. So, I mean, it's something that needs to be talked about, and it hasn't come up, as far as I know, in any of the Hibbing athletics, but you never know.
Yeah. Well, I know Mesabi Range had a transgender playing for them a couple of 3 years ago or so. So that's the only time I remember ever something like that happening. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how you determine.
Oh, you look back when Amber Fricklin was here. She was playing on the boys' teams.
Yeah,
because she was better than most of the boys. Until, and fortunately for her, they started. That's when the girls' hockey tournament or hockey team was developed, and she proved that she was the best player in the state of Minnesota.
Well, yeah, at least I'd go with you on that one, but we'll say one of the best, because I know there was a lot of teams in the cities that had good players. But you're right, Amber was one of the best players in the state of Minnesota at that time.
And probably could play high school boys hockey.
Oh yeah, I know she could have. And there's been girls playing goaltender for some boys' teams
Yep.
in the state in the past few years.
But
So,
they've blown this thing, in my opinion, and if you want to argue with us, you can send all your letters to,
to Ron.
Super Ron,
It's at hpat.org.
down at hpat.org, just get online. But it's something that's going to have to be addressed in the future, and it just, the society we live in right now, and I know we could spend the whole 47 minutes talking about it, is it's upside down in my mind.
Mhm.
You know?
But then all that spawned from telling you that Drew Anderson and Cooper Hendrickson are
They're
at
playing
the
a
state
girl.
doubles. They're playing Mounds Park Academy. Which they have the number 4 seed, that team.
Yep.
So they obviously, being a freshman and sophomore, it doesn't matter because they're still. And of course, if it's an academy, I'm sure these kids are taking lessons and playing year-round
Oh, yeah.
tennis.
Mm.
And Cooper and Drew don't usually. I don't think they play year-round. Maybe his father Brian takes them out and plays with them. In the summer.
Do you think that that'll have any effect on how they approach this match?
I asked them that, and they shouldn't. I mean, I know they're older, and the maturity level obviously favors them.
But playing a female,
Well, you don't.
are they going to get a little ribbing when they come back if they're unfortunately lose? Oh, you got beat by a girl.
Well, I guess that's the issue. But what? If they're good, I could play a lot of girl tennis players right now and get beat by a lot of good tennis players.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you and I both.
Well,
On a doubles team, I don't think we'd have much of success against our girls.
no, I don't think we'd get a serve in, to be honest
No.
with you. And if we did, we'd be lobbing it over the net. So it makes no difference. A high school girl that plays would tear me apart.
Oh, yeah.
So it wouldn't really matter.
You see us trying to jump over the net?
Yeah, no Bobby Riggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. We'd try to jump over, hit the top of the net, and we'd fall
Yep.
flat on our face like Royce Lewis.
Yep.
Okay. Tennis that's it. So hopefully they can advance. Rock Ridge has Jared Delich and Bradock. I can't remember his first name. Down there, I think they were seeded, so I think they have a good chance of advancing on. So good luck to both those teams down there, and hopefully you.
Well, it'd be nice to have some nice northern representation at the meets.
Yeah, or Jake Bradock, that's his name. So good luck to them and Cooper and Drew, and we'll do that. Now, state track meet actually starts today with preliminary round action, and there's some Greenway Nashua Keewatin. There's only a couple kids from Greenway Nashua Keewatin, Ben Plackner and Gage Roberts, and then for the girls it was Lola Champlin and Emily Oviat. Not that we're Greenway Sports Talk here, but they worked hard to get down there. They should be recognized. And
Hey, we cover it all.
yeah, and Charlie Thompson, I just talked to him last night from Chisholm, made it in the high jump. And then there's some girls from, one girl from Mountain Iron Buell, and then Mesabi East got, I think, one individual and a lot of relays.
Okay.
So they're sending a lot of kids.
Where's that being held,
That's at St. Michael Albertville High School down in the cities. And Hibbing held the section meet here. And we'll get into that after we do this, but we're unfortunately the boys did not get anybody, but they did get a couple third place finishes, which put them just out of state
Contention.
Yeah, and the girls, however, they're 4x8 with Emery Mackey, Geely Stenson, Tara Hertling, and Gianna Figueroa. They had placed second, so they advanced. And I believe their final is Saturday down there, so they don't have to run the next 2 days. And then Emery Mackey was the winner champion in the 800, and she has to qualify for finals, and her prelim is tomorrow, sometime I think in the afternoon. So
We wish them a lot of luck,
And then Abigail Sullivan, I don't want to forget her. First year out for track, throwing the shot put, placed second at the section.
Wow.
So she's going down there to compete at state, and she doesn't throw until Saturday. But I believe at like 9 in the morning they start, because I know she has a grad party, I believe,
Oh,
Saturday afternoon. So, she's gonna be pressed to get those throws in, and hopefully she makes the finals. I
Yep.
mean, I think I'd prefer to place at state than to get home for my party, but you know what? Whatever.
well, the cards and envelopes will be there no matter what. So
Yes.
if you got an opportunity, that's something that I'm sure, if you make it any state tournament on any level, any sport, it's something you'll never forget. It's
Yeah.
quite an experience.
And she was a tennis player. She is a tennis player. She played hockey, and she was a softball player in the spring. And she just thought and not just for social issues or anything, to just get out of softball, go to track, and it's just an amazing story that
Yeah.
she could do that in her first year as a shot putter. So maybe had she gone out sooner, who
Maybe
knows?
a different story.
Yeah, she might, she could possibly, but she's the first girl shot putter to make it down to state since Talia Carpenter in 2001. And then Barry Bigelow also went that year in
Great, yeah.
2001. So congratulations to Abigail. That's quite an accomplishment. So good luck to all of them down at state. And then on Tuesday, Andrew Slatton was the only Hibbing boy golfer to advance to state, so he gets to go down to Jordan and play at the Ridge, I can't remember the name of the course, I never can remember it, but it's like the Ridges at Sands, I forget it, I'm not even going to say it because I don't know. If maybe Ron can look it up,
No.
but it's down in Jordan, so good luck to him. Hopefully he shoots well.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know on a golf tournament. You feel comfortable on the course you're playing and get hot and the putter works great. You never know how far you're going to be able to go. So
Yeah, and I think he shot in the 80s. I can't remember. I interviewed him yesterday, but I think he shot in the 80s at the quarry, or at the quarry to advance. He was in the top. Must have been in the top 10.
Ridges at Sand Creek.
The Ridges at Sand Creek. That's
In
the
Jordan.
name of it. In Jordan.
Yep.
Yes. So, again, Andrew, congratulations.
Yep.
Golf's not an easy sport. Or a
Yeah,
game.
you and I know.
Yeah. So, anybody who can advance and shoot that well, and that boys' team is going to be, I think, good.
Plus, you got to carry your own bag.
Yes. Or they might allow carts now. I mean,
In high school?
pull carts or
pull
push
carts?
carts.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to carry it. And I think they also allow
Caddies?
rangefinders.
Oh,
I think. I'm not positive, but
what's a rangefinder?
well, you put it up and you look at the hole
Oh,
to see
those
how
things?
far you're shot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Usually it's go like this.
Yeah. Which way's the wind blowing? What club can I hit 150 yards? So,
And then you got to take in for your age. You only can see so far these days.
and these kids are so powerful nowadays. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. I know the equipment's good, the balls are good,
Yeah.
but these kids hit the ball a long way.
Well, in our case, an old 9-iron is now a 4-iron
Yeah.
to get that agreement.
That's it. And my son and I are actually playing. They have a 6-6-6 tournament
A devil tournament?
at the country club. We play six. You play 6 holes of best ball, 6 holes of scramble, and 6 holes of alternate shot.
A devil game.
Well, yeah, that is. That's right on. And it's a name fitting for the tournament, because once we get to that alternate shot one, I don't know.
Yeah.
We might not like where we put each other.
So when you hit one out of bounds, the devil made me do it.
Mark of the Beast.
So
Yeah, Mark of the Beast. Put that on your golf ball.
yeah. So that and of course that was another segue to something that was not even worth talking about, but I just thought I'd drum up just in case.
It's
you
nice,
know,
it's nice we can't laugh on this show.
well, it is. I mean, it's great that we can laugh, and the tournament's open. I mean, I believe it's open to the public, if non-members as well as members, and
Yeah. You have to
So
go to
if you-
mass first before you play?
Well, no, it's only on a Saturday,
Okay.
so you're not taking too much time out of your weekend. You know, if you need to go to church on Sunday, then after you play in this tournament, you might have to.
Yeah, I can just see you on Sunday morning. I hit the hell out of that ball. Didn't go anywhere.
So, I want to play. I know I like to golf with Tony every once in a while because I honestly never got the chance to really golf with my father. So
Yeah, well, that's great. And, just don't make them clean your clubs.
no, I
Talked
take
about-
care of that part of it. I don't make him clean any of my clubs or
Yeah.
anything like that. But high school wise, that's
Pretty much it.
pretty much it. The
we-
minors.
Before we go with that, we just want to make sure we mention that the AA track meet, because they did such a nice job this year.
Yeah,
They've already asked to have it next year here. So hats off to AD Keith Turner, Mr. Please, and the rest of the group that volunteered and did a great job on that track meet. So
Yeah. And I should say, I know that it's Class A, but I think Don Lalonde was the volunteer coach of the year
oh, nice.
for single A because he's worked with the high jumpers over in Chisholm, and he always he's at every meet working the high jump pit, making
Yep.
sure the kids get organized and getting the heights and all that stuff down. So congratulations to Don.
I always thought that'd be a great Hollywood movie star name, Don Lamont.
Don Lalonde. Yeah. That would be James. That would be a James Bond
James
name.
Bond, yeah.
So
Well, maybe you can change yours to Gary J. and Betty. 666.
6. And then Mr. Please was actually named Coach of the Year.
Yep. Congratulations.
But and I don't, he kind of jokes about it and all that stuff and why, but
Yeah,
you know what? He works hard.
When you stuff the ballots and get those votes, that's all that matters. No, seriously, congratulations. He does a great job.
Yes,
He really does.
And Greg, I believe it was Boos, Greg Boos. I don't know if he's a volunteer or not, but he did get an award, whether it was Assistant Coach of the Year or a volunteer coach.
Okay.
I can't remember which one it was, but Greg also earned something, and he's always been around for the James and Serena, and he does the distance people there, so he deserves it too. So congratulations to both of them. The Miners played the Duluth Timbers last Sunday and split a pair of games, 1 in 8 innings. They lost on a grand slam. Imagine that, hitting a grand slam with a wood bat. And then they came back in the bottom of the 7th in the next game to win by a run.
Nice.
So they're off and running. They don't have many home games though, and it's kind of disappointing that they don't.
Well, there's not too many teams in the
Well,
league right now.
No, there isn't. And,
4?
well, yeah, I could pull up his schedule and tell you exactly where they're going.
Is this where we play the Jeopardy theme song
Yeah.
now?
Let me see. Come on. There it is.
Now we got to frame it in the way of a question.
So on June 10th, they're at Superior. June 18th, they host Bemidji here at noon and 2. I don't know if that's a Sunday. Would that be I don't know. I don't recall. June 25th, they're at the Duluth Timbers. July 8th and 9th, they're at Detroit Lakes Tournament. July 15th and 16th, they're at Bemidji. And then July 23rd, they're at Erskine to play Erskine and Roseau. And then the first round of playoffs is the 30th of July.
So it is 5 teams then. Huh?
So, well, those other games are tournament games, so I don't know if they're in their league or if
Okay.
they're not in their league. But it's kind of disappointing that they only have that many games because it's fun to go down and watch that kind of baseball because Hibbing's going to be pretty good. They've got a bunch of guys from Marble coming over because Marble doesn't have a team now, and Tanner Shepard and Hunter Shepard, I know are a couple of them. I think they still were playing hockey though last week, so they weren't at the games.
It's kind of different because Marlboro, for some reason, always was a dominant team in that division. And that's too bad they don't have enough people to.
Yeah,
Play.
but they got the most dedicated guys or the loyal guys off of that team that were pretty much always showed up last year.
Yeah,
So
they won't pull a Byron Buxton.
No, they'll be there at every game. I'm assuming now. Former manager Jamie Steinberg evidently is coming up to play when they play Bemidji,
Oh,
so
Good.
he'll be back. So if you're interested in watching Jamie play, I guess, I don't know
Yep.
why you would be, but
Well, he's done well too. He's what, the AD at
like Blake or
Blake or
Breck.
some
I
big
think it's
school,
Breck.
private school down there, so good for him.
Yeah, so that'll be, Legion starts Saturday, I believe. They have a games at 11 and 1 against Thunder Bay. So, yeah, Thunder Bay,
Hit the ball, eh?
So that'll be something to do. And I know after that, then I know they're at the Red Haddocks tournament down in the cities, and then they have a tournament not this weekend, but next weekend in Grand Rapids, or whenever that is. I mean, it's 2 weekend tournaments. And I haven't looked at the schedule close enough to see when their first home game is, actual
And-
home game. Well, other than Saturday.
I should apologize. We're profiling Canadians as all talking like that. They don't. Not all of them.
Not
talk
all
like
of them.
that. Hey,
What VFW? I haven't received a schedule from the Zubiches yet, so I don't know when they play. Softball, I have no summer softball. Nobody's contacted
there
me
aren't
yet.
any summer teams.
Well, and the teams you want to, and the players you want to watch play for out of town teams, and they never play a game here in Hibbing.
Nope.
So it's kind of disappointing there too that you can't watch some of these high school kids that are growing up in the Hibbing program play.
Very disappointing that you don't even have a men's or a women's softball league playing in Hibbing.
Well, you don't have slow pitch.
That's what I meant. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
okay, but this is fast pitch
Oh,
now. I mean, I'm sure they're going to have a team. I know they've had them in the past, U15s or 16s.
Yes, they have
or
the
whatever.
younger teams that I know. Like I
Yes.
said, I went and watched a game yesterday with a. But I'm talking about. I'm sorry, I should have clarified that. I apologize for not following your rules, but I meant slow pitch softball. They haven't had a slow pitch softball league here prior to COVID.
Yeah, and that,
It's 4 or 5 years.
yeah. So I don't know whose responsibility that is. I mean, obviously when we grew up playing softball, it was the Park and Rec Board.
Correct.
I don't know, do we have a Park and Rec Board anymore?
Well, we have a park and rec department, but I don't think we have a park and rec board anymore.
Okay, so there is still a Park and
Yeah.
Recreation
Yeah. That,
department.
when you talk to some of the players and the ones that, they kind of price themselves out of the league, I guess is the way to look at it. Between, paying for fields and paying for umpires and paying for your balls and paying for, everything else, they got to be, and then for sponsors, they just got to be too expensive, so.
Well, and that's what you rely on.
Yep.
I mean, you've got to have a sponsor for a team.
And
I
have a
mean,
beer at the park,
yeah, or
Or
at your sponsor's place.
a liquid liability, I guess is what you.
I mean, we always had, we had one year we had a bank, First Federal,
Yep.
sponsor us. We had bars sponsor us, and or Nomico. I'll give them a
Yep.
plug because that's a team that we actually won a city title with.
That's right, and you're having a reunion?
We're
or
having a
get
reunion
together?
of those guys on the 23rd and 24th. So
Where's
we're
that
gonna-
at?
Well, I think the first night's going to be at my house. I
Oh.
think I'm gonna cook up some porchettas and have some porchetta
Nice.
sandwiches.
And that's open to the public?
No, that one's not. Unless, I mean, it depends how many porchettas I get and how many sandwiches I get.
When I drive by your house, I see all the people
Oh, you can
standing outside on the sidewalk. I'll know why they're there.
feel free. I don't care.
If they have torches, then I'm not stopping.
And then one of my friends is I guess he's rented out the Do You
Oh, nice.
on Saturday night, and that one, if you're not doing anything, that one's a invite anybody kind of thing.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know, whatever. I mean, it was the Crown. Obviously, it was the Crown Ballroom,
Yep.
and he did that the last time we had our reunion, and it was a fun time up
Nice.
there.
Good.
So we'll see. It'll be nice to see those guys again, and
Well, getting up the stairs before is always
well.
good. Coming down's the hard part.
So that's okay. Now let's. I don't know how long we can hit this, but the Minnesota Twins.
Oy. What happened?
They've struck out the most times in the league, over 600 times.
And they claim they had one of the best batting coaches in the league.
Well, I don't know if they have the best one, but he's certainly not teaching them anything.
No, he's only got 2 years of minor league experience.
Yeah. I don't know how Rocco Baldelli puts up with the strikeouts. He evades the question, I believe, after every game because they struck out 9 times last night.
What bothers me is they all got the Joe Mauer attitude. Let's get up there. I'm not going to swing at the first pitch. It could be right down the middle, be the best pitch you ever could. Oh, let's just look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I just.
Yeah, I don't understand. You know, if you strike out, I was thinking about this the other day. If I heard that they struck out, say they struck out 600 times, which is more than that. If you put half of those balls in play, 300 to 600, you're not going to bat 500. I get it.
Right.
But you might get another 100 hits.
Well,
I mean, that's a 300 average, I believe, and it's not impossible.
the best hitter they had on their team in a long, long time, they got rid of.
Mm-hmm.
He's batting over 400.
Yep, Luis Arraez, and
And what they get in return?
they got Pablo Lopez. Now
And-
he started out well. Last night he pitched, allowed 1 run in 7 innings.
Did they win?
They did not win, but it wasn't on his shoulders that they didn't win. I mean,
Oh.
they didn't score their run. They only had 3 hits. They got the run. I think Royce Lewis knocked in the run in the top of the 9th inning. And I don't know who the relief pitcher was, but he gave up a leadoff home run in the bottom of the 9th to lose the game. So I hope it wasn't Emilio Pagan, but I got a feeling it was probably, what's his name? Joan Duran. It was probably
Duran,
him.
yeah.
But maybe Ron can look that up and let us know. But
Yeah, we only got a minute left.
all right, yeah, there's only a
Ron,
minute.
wake up, Ron.
We're boring of the tears here, but
Holy smokes, what happened to the time?
well, we get together and talk. I
Wow.
guess it
Well,
doesn't
the big,
take long.
The big hype, the Vikings, mini camp, and they're going to come out of there and they're going to be Super Bowl contenders. I
Yeah,
can
and-
just hear the hype now.
Yeah, until the season starts when people actually find out what kind of team they have.
Yeah, and the big showdown in the NFL, they're making a big deal about it on our sister station, ESPN, is that the Bills and the Jets, that's going to be the big rivalry with
Aaron Rodgers and Josh Allen.
That's going to be the big rivalry. So
So now Kerry can switch allegiances and root for the Jets.
right. Yeah,
'Cause
he
they got
he
Aaron
was
Rodgers.
wearing green over at Super One, so I don't know if he
Oh,
already
maybe he
made
won't
the
then.
switch.
All
so.
right. Well, hey, it's been fun for Mike Egan. I'm Gary Gimbetti. We'll see you again next week on Home
wait,
Team Advantage.
2 seconds. If anybody's interested in helping out, we have the 100th celebration next year for the graduating class, correct?
No, 100th anniversary
Of
of
the
the auditorium.
auditorium. The
100th anniversary of the auditorium.
of the auditorium is next year. If you're interested in working to get an all-class reunion, start it, and it should be a fun time.
Yep. Oh, wait, sorry, you should have got
Oh yeah, well we get off track and we forget, but we'll see you again next week on Home Team Advantage.
Hibbing Public Access Television would like to thank U.S. Bank for providing us with studio space.